Okay, again on Java tutorials by iConnect Apps Consult. This tutorial consists of a switch that we have covered it already, and then a for loop. Okay, I just wanted to remind ourselves about some old stuff that we have been through. Okay, there is some old stuff that we have been through, and then see how we can implement or combine some basic knowledge that we already had during our tutorials. Okay, so for this kind of application, what I did was just a simple application to print to the console a kind of an options that a user can select. Okay, so when we look at the network structure, like the MTN, that telecommunication staffs, they usually have such programming basics in terms of their shortcodes and those stats. For mobile money instance, when you dial that star 170 hash, you can see a prompt being telling you the option you choose, and if you go by a wrong option is what they normally use to tell the customers and those stuff. This can be built in Java and other programming languages. That's not something magical, something that we can't imagine about. Okay, so this program consists of simple thing like that. As initials, we have call our main method over here, in which we have two variables being declared, which is int num and an int choice. Then we call our scanner class over here. Then we print to the console, or we prompt the user to enter ending point. Okay, and we say the number equals the input. We read the input of the user from the keyboard into this number. Okay, and then we print an options to the user saying select your choice, press 1 for even number, and press 2 for odd number, and then press 3 to exit the menu that we are on. Then we say the choice equals to the input, the next line, the next thing, sorry, from these options. Okay, from these options that the user may choose either by 1, 2, or 3. Then we use the switch statement to capture the kind of inputs the users does specify. So we, from the previous knowledge that we had on switches and those stuffs, we have the switch statement over here, which takes the argument of the choice. Okay, for case 1, we say if say the choice is 1, then we say system print out even numbers. Okay, since the user choose for the even numbers, then we use the for loop. Okay, our main aim is on the looping. Okay, we use the for loop to print out even numbers starting from 2, because even numbers start from 2 normally. We say the I equals to 2, the I must be less than the number. Okay, the I must be less than the number, since initially we say the user must enter an ending point. Okay, the ending point can be any of type, either odd or even number. Okay, then this program will loop through and then call an end or call for halt at the end of the number in which the users specify. So from here, there is a simple loop, for loop, that we use to show out or print out the kind of choice the user may go in for. So we simply have the block of loop over here. Then we goes to case 2. If the user go for the options choice, odd, the user choose odd as his or her option. Unlike the MTN, those stuff, the telecommunication, those stuff, if you want to transfer money, do transaction and those stuff, withdrawal and those stuff, if you just want to check credit and those stuff, these are simple basic way they have coded their platform in which we use to manipulate them stuffs and those things. So case 2, we look after if the user's choice is 2. Okay, then we go for saying the users choose the odd numbers, and then we print out the odd numbers as well for the user. And then we come to the case 3. If the user choose none of the options which specify for the even number and then the odd number, then we call for halt of the program, we simply call system.exit and then pass in the parameter or the argument of 0, which calls the Java application to exit or we abort it. Simple as that. And by default, we say invalid input if the input by the user matches none, either option 1, 2, or 3. Then we print to the user saying invalid input. Okay, so let's go ahead and run this program and see the outcome of it. First, we must enter an ending point. So for it to be simplicity and those stuff, I will just enter 4. Okay, so it won't take much figure. Okay, so then options comes. Okay, just like dialing *170, that's our initial point. So let's say we have dialed that *170 from MTN Telecom. Okay, then it says we should choose either to transfer, to buy airtime and those stuff. So select your choice. What am I going for right now is the option 1. Okay, when I choose the option 1, we are expecting even numbers to print from the system starting from 2, okay, and then ending at 4. So we may basically have the 2 and the 4 as our even numbers. Okay, again, when we go ahead and run the program again, let's specify an ending point for let me choose the option 8 and then go in for the odd number. Okay, let's go into option 2 and you see I'm starting from 1, 3, 5 and then 7. Okay, so this is basically a combination of a for loop and a switch. Since depending on the program, that may bring the kind of coding aspect you may introduce into your application to fulfill your users' desires and then to do a bunch of work for your customers. So this is a simple program consisting of a for loop and then switch. Okay, and basically we will be looking after for the last video we did a sample on a while loop that we will be adding some more features, or we will be going to see much about while loop. So basically this is a video which consists of a for loop plus switch. Okay, it can be a for loop plus loop a for loop plus while loop and those types. As I said earlier on, depending on the kind of application will determine what topics or what features from Java you will use or you will code. Thank you very much. Expect more videos from me.